Welcome back. Wednesday
Welcome.
night edition of the V.O.C. Live here. Trevor, you
Yeah.
have a little friend there with you.
Yeah, since Jerry is not here with us, I decided to find a lizard.
You
And this
just
and this lizard is now called Jerry.
you just went out and found one.
This guy was in my backyard.
Hmm. Well, it's almost like we live in non-Michigan then with that.
Yeah, well, they're predominantly in Australia. This is a bearded dragon, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Can't those
found
kill you?
a Komodo dragon can
Oh,
kill you.
okay.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
but this guy is pretty dangerous. But he's also wise, like our friend Jerry. So
Nice. Dangerous but wise. I think that would explain Jerry very
yeah,
well.
so this is our guy Jerry for today.
He's got the golden color like Mizzou.
That's right. Yeah, I thought so too. And he's getting a little active now.
Oh,
He's starting to move around a little bit. So he's
does
getting
he?
excited.
Is there a chance he may poop on you?
Yeah, there is a chance that he will poop on me. And I am wearing my dad's T-shirt because I didn't have a T-shirt on. I'm in my dad's office, so I saw he had some clothes hanging up. I'm strictly forbidden, but I thought, hey, for the podcast, let me try it. He may poop on this shirt, but
I mean,
it's gonna be live here for the people to
it'd be
see.
great
So
content. That's exactly what we
yeah,
need.
yeah.
Well, we have a lot that has happened, Trevor, since
Hmm.
we got off the air on Sunday.
Yes,
It feels like every part of the world something has happened in, every
yes.
sport something is happening. We will start off with Bruce Pearl, Auburn's head basketball coach, retiring. Um, he was at Auburn for 11 years. He also coached at Milwaukee and Tennessee. There was a big hatred between him and Tennessee after he left. It was kind of not the cleanest end of a marriage. He has 706 career wins, two Final Four appearances, including last year. Auburn was viewed as the team to win it all. They did not. His son, Stephen Pearl, is taking over as head coach. Stephen is 38 and has been on the Auburn staff since 2017.
Wow.
This is kind of a it's kind of a weird timing, I would say, for this to happen. We're now in September, October-ish time. College basketball is right around the corner. These teams kind of start their camps right about now. He had all off season, so I don't know what happened. Some people were saying this would be political reasons, but he is saying he's not doing that. People thought he'd run for Alabama State Senate next year. He said he's not. Who knows if that's actually going to happen or not? Um, but yeah, he steps away. I mean, it's a big personality in college basketball. It's another great head coach to leave in the NIL transfer portal era. So it'll just be interesting to see moving forward how Auburn does and what this does for SEC basketball.
No, I'm not a big coach guy like you and Jerry are. Okay. How often does a coach like just leave a position and their like heir just takes the position? Heir as in their child.
I think it depends on the timing of it,
Mm.
to be honest. Sometimes you have coach in waitings. I mean, Will Muschamp was a coach in waiting at Texas, and then it never happened, and he went to Florida. Jimbo Fisher was coach in waiting at Florida State. So it happens, but I think the whole point when he took over the program in Auburn and with his son on the staff was eventually for his son to take over anyways. So I think it was going to happen regardless if he would have retired in the early in the offseason or whatnot. Um, but yeah, I mean, it happens. It's not a whole lot. I mean, it's one of those things where I think more teams would like to do it, but sometimes you have head coaches that stick around a little bit longer. In this case, your dad's the coach. I don't think you're going to leave. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
You, if out of anybody who knows when he's going to retire, it's you.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
um, but it happens often. It's just not all the time. But so this feels like it's kind of been in the works for a little bit, and it just was announced this week.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I wonder if his grandson will one day be the head
Maybe,
coach of Auburn. Wow.
maybe you never know. It could
King of Auburn.
just could continue. Some people
Yeah.
they clearly like Alabama.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That's true.
Now moving on to MLB has approved robo umpires. So I will start this by saying this is not real robots. Will not be on the baseball field yet.
That would be awesome.
Just yet. We're gonna get there. I guarantee we get there.
Yeah.
This approval comes for the 2026 season. Basically, what it is limited challenges for balls and strikes calls. Hitters, pitchers, and catchers are the only ones who can use a challenge. I think they have to tap their head after the pitch or whatever. Teams will have 2 challenges per game and given another one for extra innings. Basically, if you win your challenge, you get to keep them. If you lose them, if you lose your challenge, you lose your challenges. Um, and this is the same rule that's been used in the minor league system since 2021. It was used in spring training this past year. Basically, the same thing tennis has to look down the line.
Yeah.
Um, I like it. I think it's one of those that moves the game ahead.
Yeah.
Baseball's done a very good job the last 4 years doing that. And you have to. We have technology, use it, and this is one of those where technology doesn't really get in the way. Um, Now it may hurt some umpires, and you may get outed a little bit more, but it may also help them to tighten up their strike zone and get it right more often because now there is somebody kind of going against them.
Yeah, and I think too, it adds a bit of a strategy to it because you only have two if the game goes the normal 9 innings.
Yeah.
So it's not like a challenge in the NFL where if you get it right, you get the challenge back, right?
Yeah. Well, these are so if you get the challenge right,
Okay.
you get to
Okay.
keep them.
Okay. Well, yeah. Still, you have two, so you got to find times where it's the best to use it. Um, and I think it is a good thing because I mean you've seen if anybody who watches like just baseball highlights, you see these umpires get a little big for the britches.
Yeah, some of them.
Um, so there's some guys out, dude. If Angel Hernandez, dude, they'd have to pay these robos overtime.
Yeah, I mean there'd be unlimited challenges in his games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it's a good thing. Like you said, um, the MLB specifically is doing a good job at moving forward, which I think it's a good thing. I mean, and this stuff is becoming so kind of mainstream in sports, even with like they're doing the measurements now in football,
Yeah.
kind of like that, right? So it makes I would say for football specifically, it makes the game go by quicker because instead of having to walk the chain gang out and all that stuff, you can just do a measurement, and this stuff is like gotten down to a T, so it's super accurate. But I like the I like the two challenges thing. Stops from every pitch just being like a challenge or whatever. And like you said, no one's out here trying to out the umpires of doing a bad job. So um, I think it is a good thing that it pushes umpires to be the best they can be. And if they're not, then they get kind of put on a spot. And not every, I mean, umpires. This is going to happen to every umpire, right?
Yeah.
It's probably the hardest sport to officiate, I would say, because strike zones are always changing depending on who's at bat, right? And the pitches that pitchers throw, it's insane. So I think this will help baseball, like you said. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. I like it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is they're hoping that this limits down to like ejections and like the
Mm.
interferences at the plate, between players and umpires and managers and umpires. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, this cannot happen every pitch. They cannot be like, let me challenge, let me challenge. I guess if they're right every time, I guess. But
Yeah.
the
Well,
goal is
Angel
to,
Hernandez, if he was back there, that would
yeah,
be the case.
but the goal is to make it to where the game doesn't really slow down. It kind of just enhances the game and it improves it. But yet again, there's not real robots going to be on the field just
Yeah.
yet. Just yet. I think it's going to come eventually. I think it's going to depend on how well umpires do. I would think if I was an umpire, I'd be more now, be like, I need to be 100% right. But yeah, like you're right, it is tough. There's 162 games. You sometimes have to go from Aaron Judge batting to Anthony Volpe batting,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
Which
definitely makes it difficult. So it will be interesting to see how it moves forward. But yet again, no robots are really going to
yeah,
be.
I'm sorry. My dad is in here showing off his Eagle swag that he just got. He's
He
rubbing
can
it in my face.
he can show it on camera if he wants to.
Oh, he's escaping now. But
No, he's getting out of
maybe
here now.
yeah.
I
But
seen your
maybe
face getting red. I was wondering if the
well,
Komodo
I
dragon,
didn't know. I
if the
didn't know
Komodo
if he had
dragon maybe
noticed.
pooped on you.
No, I didn't know if he had noticed what I'm wearing and what is
Oh,
happening right here.
oh,
So we got away with it. He was too excited. He got like the Veterans Day stuff. So he got a
oh,
Veterans Day
nice.
Eagle hoodie, a Veterans Day Eagle hat, and then he got another shirt. But yeah, we're good. We're in the clear, dude. He was too excited. We're
Gordo's
good to go.
going crazy over there.
Yeah, he is. I guess he has some sort of like subscription or something
Oh, really?
where
Nice.
they'll like send you Eagle swag like a little bit before like Veterans Day or whatever, so that you have it when it comes around. Or I don't know, but
No, that's cool.
Yeah, he's been and like I said, he's been a sports gambling man recently.
Yeah. Hey,
So
he's
he's taking
taking
his
them
winnings.
winnings and
Yeah.
getting himself some gear.
Yeah, that's right, dude. He is, dude. And he keeps telling me that I can't wear it. I'm gonna wear this stuff. Like, there's no
You
way.
have to. I
I
mean, you
mean, look
can't
at
have a
what's happening right
subscription and
now.
not share it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
exactly. And dude, he's buying my mom stuff. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, jeez, are we
I
kidding me here?
I bleed green and white, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you've shedded tears with him. You've done
I've
everything you
shedded
can.
tears. I funny story when the double. I think I told this, but when the double doink happened, he when he jumped up, he passed out
Yeah.
from just like jumping up really quickly, and I was sprinting around my house. So I came back and he's like picking himself off the floor, and I was like, "What just happened?" And he
Yeah.
passed
Well,
out.
some of us had the opposite reaction
Yeah,
to that because
yeah.
some believe that Bears team was good enough to do some great things.
Well, I mean, the Eagles immediately went and lost to the Saints anyway.
We wouldn't
So
have lost.
yeah, I was that Trubisky.
Yeah, he was our quarterback, but that defense was really good.
Yeah, yeah, but Trubisky was good for like a year.
Yeah, that was Matt Nagy's first year when
Yeah,
nobody knew what the hell like play calls were happening. And like we played the Rams and killed the Rams. And yeah, like I think he also had like a game where he threw like 6 or 7 touchdown passes that
yeah,
year.
yeah. I remember Trubisky being pretty good for like a year.
And everybody's like, oh, this guy maybe be able to play. And then the next year everybody figured out the offense. It was like, yeah, no, he sucks.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Um
The Ryder Cup series.
Moving on to the Ryder Cup, one of the greatest events in sports, happens every 2 years. The U.S. versus the Europeans. I mean, it can't get any better than that, right?
No, and they should be saying thank you. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, look, they hate our guts. There's no doubt about it. It's funny
Yeah,
they hate our guts, yet they come over here to live our
yeah,
life and
yeah,
play on our tour and all that great stuff.
yeah.
This year's edition is played at Bethpage Black, just outside of New York City.
Oh,
Um,
dude, that sounds like such like a European like
it's
course. Bethpage Black.
it's a state park, uh,
Oh,
and I guess it's like they have like a bunch of different courses there, like 4 or 5 courses. Black is like the most prestigious. There's been U.S. Opens held there, PGA Championships. It's pretty big course. They have cool rules there where if like you are like a state resident, you can golf for like $70 on like these legit courses instead of
that's
having to
awesome.
pay like the 200 or 300 bucks. Um, so you get the New York City vibe into it. Europe won in 2023 when it was over in Rome. This is basically turned into kind of whoever is at home kind of wins it. I think the U.S. is kind of looked at as underdogs from a standpoint of players, but us being here in the U.S. kind of helps us. It starts Friday and goes until Sunday. There's 5 sessions, 28 matches. Friday and Saturday are foursome events, 2 versus 2. So you have alternate shot and then 4 ball in the morning and afternoon on both Friday and Saturday. And then Sundays is single events where each golfer goes against all 12 golfers play against each other.
Ooh, I like that.
1v1 death match, pretty
I like
much.
that.
Um, we need 14 and a half points to win. All matches are worth 1 point, half point for tie after 18 holes. And Europe, if it's a 14-14 tie, Europe wins it because they hold the cup.
That's baloney.
It is, but if you win the last year's, you kind of get ahead there.
I don't like that at all. They should have like a putt off or something,
A
or the
putt
long
off.
or like a longest drive or something, dude.
Well, they're saying that so typically U.S. Open courses are very narrow, fairways, thick roughs, and they actually made this course not like that to where the rough isn't as thick. So they're thinking that it's going to be in America's favor because we have like Bryson DeChambeau in them.
Yeah.
So, or even if they miss the fairway, it'll help them out. But my argument to that is you have Rory and all them who hit it just as far,
Right,
and so
right,
it's not
right.
going to matter, right? It's going to come down to pressure. Watch the opening ceremony thing. There's a lot of people. They're expecting like the most. This could be like the most attended golf event
Wow.
ever. They're like expecting a lot of people to come in for this. U.S. versus Europe. That goes back forever.
Yes.
I mean, they hate us. We laugh at them. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much what it
right.
is.
So if someone who isn't super into golf and has
Just know, gentlemen, Luke is finally on the USA side. Damn traitor, should we allow him? Yeah, we'll allow Luke Hoxie. So, little backstory here. Luke usually Luke hates some of the Europe guys. He's a big Rory McIlroy fan, though. You got to
Uh,
ask him all about. He loves Rory. That's like his hero. But he usually goes with Team Europe instead of Team USA.
he should be like forcibly removed from the country.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have a problem with that. He went over to England for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
A
until he's
couple
eating
months
black
ago.
pudding for freaking breakfast and sausage and beans for lunch.
I think he's probably one of those people that could probably take it on.
Oh my gosh, Luke. So what I was gonna say is for someone who isn't like a huge golf guy, what do I need? Like if I want to get like the best stuff, do I watch that 1v1v1v1v1, or do I check up on the 2v2, or what do I need to see?
Yeah, I mean, so what's going to be interesting is like the pairings, like who plays with who. I think,
Okay.
and kind of how it starts out. So like, it's been in the past where like the twosomes that have gone out for like the U.S. is like the first match they like had Phil and Tiger play together, and they were like, oh my, like
Oh wow.
basically it was like if we win this, like we'll like the momentum will carry us. And Europe ended up beating them, and it just deflated the balloon, and they just trampled us. So there is a lot of strategy that goes involved here. So the two
Okay.
people holding the trophy right now are Luke Donald. He's the captain of Europe. He was the captain when they won last time. Did a very good job. People loved him. Our captain is Keegan Bradley, who is still a current player on tour. He's like top 20 in the world. He almost could have played.
I
But he
got
said unless he was the top six qualifier, he wasn't going to pick himself to play. But he is born and raised in like the Boston area, but then went
bad.
to school in St. John's. So he's very much like loves New York, New York City, and everything involved. So, um, but no, I think Sundays is going to be like the time where it's like okay, because you're going to get the big dogs versus the big dogs.
Okay.
There's already coming in that maybe Rory versus Bryson. There's already talk that they like do not like each other coming into this for the whole
Mm.
YouTube golf and real golf thing, live PGA Tour thing. The Europeans are trying to stab us for playing for money, but the money that the U.S. players play for goes to a charity of their choice. So they're trying to get us on that to be like, well, we don't need to pay to play or whatever. And so it's just one of those things that they're trying to break us apart before we even get started, which that's how they do things.
Classic. Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think it's going to matter for them.
No, I'll tune in on like that traitor coward Luke Hoxie.
Yeah, who's finally going to the U.S., but I feel like that's like reverse psychology.
Yeah.
He really wants Rory, and Rory's he's a big Rory guy. You have to ask him about it. Like he loves
So
that
is
man.
he just picking like who he thinks is gonna win, or is he like cheering on Europe?
Well, with Rory, he cheers him on. He loves
Right.
that guy. I mean,
That-
he is all about him. Everything as like he wears Nike just like Rory McIlroy on the course. I'm pretty sure he swings TaylorMade clubs just like Rory. Like he is a
Wow.
freak when it comes to Rory.
Wow.
Like anytime he talks golf, it's like Rory's the best. Rory's that. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, are you from Northern Ireland like Rory or what? Like you would think he's known him his whole life. Like he's just
what a sick boy.
creepy photo. I think was laughing at your food choices for Europe there. And it looks like we have Riley Mark. Looks like we have the
Ah,
Mark. Both Mark boys
the
are in
Mark
here tonight.
boys.
W's. Don't know what that picture. They've picked some really great pictures. Creepy photo, and I don't even know what
That
that.
I don't know what's even happening there.
I mean,
The
yeah,
kids
they
say I think the kids would say that guy looks Sigma.
Sigma.
Yeah.
I couldn't. You're the one in with the children every day.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm behind enemy lines getting the info.
Oh, someone's got to do it.
That's right.
There were two teams that were behind enemy lines Sunday and Monday night.
Yeah, good transition.
The Chiefs beat the Giants 22-9. Look, they're ugly to watch. I will say.
The Chiefs or the Giants or both?
Both.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I mean, they have Patrick Mahomes, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think once Rashi Rice comes back, I think which is in a couple of weeks, their passing game will look a little better. But like Dude, it's bad. It was really bad. It was so bad that so this is what happened. Girlfriend's ready to go to bed, right? So there's 2 minutes left in the game or in the halftime. So I'm like, you know what? I'm at my monitor in the game room watching on my PlayStation. I'm like, well, when the half starts, halftime happens, we'll go. I'll set everything up. We can go to bed. Dude, it took probably 10 minutes to get through like 1 minute. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll just go to bed. So I go to bed, do my stuff, get ready to go to bed, lay down, turn my PlayStation on, turn the game back on. They're still in the first half.
Yeah.
It's just penalty, penalty, timeout, weird thing, penalty, penalty. Like it was terrible. This game was horrible. I hated watching this game. I stopped watching it because I was like, this is like, why do I want, I don't want to watch bad football. That's one thing about me. I want to watch good football. And there was nothing good about either of these two teams. I like Scatterbo. Scatterbo is a crazy kind of guy. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes is like the only thing that keeps the Chiefs even relevant. Travis Kelsey is super washed.
Yeah.
It was just terrible. I hated everything about that game. It was and you know what? Sunday was a pretty good day for games.
Yeah. The last two Sunday night games have not been good.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. And I was listening to Dan Levitard's show, and they were talking about it. They said that yeah, the Chiefs are ugly and gross to watch, but they still win. So we still think that they're the same old Chiefs
But
because they
do
have
they
won
still
games.
win?
Well, so this week will be interesting for them. They play the Ravens, right? Like both teams are 1-2, backs against the wall. I have to figure it out. But I honestly, I don't even think like if Worthy and Rice were there that they would be that much different. His offensive line's horrible.
Yeah.
Like they're all like, oh, they're rave about this rookie tackling. He's still running around doing all kinds of crazy things. He threw the
Yeah.
ball backwards 20 times
Yeah.
and then ran and caught the one, and Chris Collinsworth, I
Oh my
think,
god,
needed to change his
I
pants.
was just gonna say something about that.
Like,
I am starting to understand why Chris Collinsworth is unbearable for some people. The amount that he just unconditionally loves Patrick Mahomes is
yeah,
so annoying.
he said nobody else could have done that play.
What are you
Nobody
talking
else.
about, dude?
Nobody else would have and could have done that play. I
Well,
mean, it
yeah,
was a
no one
great play. But if he wouldn't have thrown the ball backwards, he wouldn't have put himself in that position.
exactly. And yeah, it was a great hustle play. Was it a great play?
No.
I don't like David Montgomery running for 150 yards. His big runs, those were great plays.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis blocking a field goal. That's a great play.
Yeah.
You making a mistake and then having to hustle
Yeah.
when this game is already disgusting. Oh, I hated this game so much.
No, it was gross. The Giants are
It was like a
no man's
Thursday
land.
night football game.
Yeah, like I said, the Chiefs are like they win, but they win ugly. It's gross. You don't
Yeah.
want to watch it. It's painful. I don't even know if the defense is very good. They just played the Giants. Russell Wilson was terrible. Had 2 interceptions. He played so bad he got benched for the rest
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah. I'm interested. I want to see what that Giants offense looks like now with Jackson Dart back
Yeah, but
there.
the problem is they have to play the Chargers.
Yes, that's a rough way to go. But also, like this team looks so much better against the Cowboys. Maybe that's because the Cowboys are
I think it's
about
just the
that skill.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think it's Cowboys. They made the Bears look good. They can make anybody look good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't. I mean, to me, they have like 3 great pass rushers. They should be getting a sack every play.
Yeah.
But they're so injured they have to play a dual Carter, who is the #1 pass rusher at middle linebacker. Like
Yeah.
Brian Daboll should be fired just for doing that.
Yeah. You
Like that
could
is,
put Scatabo at middle
yeah, yeah, I
linebacker.
know. You would think they actually ran the ball pretty well, so it'll be interesting to see. But like I said, the Chiefs play the Ravens. Speaking of the Ravens, they lost to the Lions, 38-30.
Yeah.
The Lions ran for 224 yards and they sacked Lamar Jackson 7
It's
times.
crazy, man.
They won up front. I mean,
So everything that we've seen from the Lions now, what do you attribute their loss in week 1 to the Packers to?
I think just a motion of them getting Micah Parsons.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I think any team that would have walked in there would have had troubles. Like any
Okay.
historical team, I think would have had troubles. And I think the Lions were still trying to figure themselves out by losing the 2 coordinators.
Yeah.
And they have like slowly figured themselves out. It helps when you play the Bears, you're able to score 52 points, and then you get to play the Ravens, where there's serious questions about their defense as a team that I think everybody thought could win the Super Bowl or at least being the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And now you have a defense that gives up 200 yards on the run. Um, they really struggled in all certain ways
Yeah.
in the passing game as well. And then your offensive line gives up 7 sacks. Lamar looked absolutely terrible. That's probably one of the worst games I've ever seen him play.
Well, dude, I think that Lions defense. I mean, do you remember last year how beat up that defense
Yeah,
was?
without a
And
doubt.
they're kind of all back and healthy. That defense is that defense is terrifying. And when you are trying to play keep up with that offense, it's not going to be a great time. And you can still. I felt like when I was watching the game, there were still like remnants of Ben Johnson, in their
Yeah,
offense. Um, maybe not like the passing concepts or whatever, but like the tricky weird plays that Ben Johnson is kind of notorious for. That you saw that a lot. I'm thinking specifically, I think it was like a fourth and goal, and they have a handoff to Jameer Gibbs who pitches it to David Montgomery. Like that was such a Ben Johnson play.
yeah,
Um, and I think like Dan Campbell still without Ben Johnson has balls of steel
yeah. I mean,
on.
that's just who he is, right? I
It's
mean,
I
he's
mean, it's
just
so fun to watch unless your team is playing against the Lions.
yeah. And some would say that the offense was Dan Campbell's, and he kind of made Ben Johnson. That's what Lions fans would tell you. I think it probably was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it was great plays. Creepy Photo says Amara pitch to
Amon
Gibbs.
Ra, yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
great call. It was one of the
It
best
was
plays
great.
you'll see.
No, yeah, I love that
Um,
play. I
I
almost
guess
turned to
they've had
Jonathan and was like, "Put this in your playbook, dude."
they Amara said they've had it in the playbook for like 2 or 3 years. They haven't ran it, and Gibbs this week was like, "We always talk about that play and never run it." And
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, we're gonna run it this week," and it worked out. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, the defense for the Lions is really, really good to get 7 sacks, but Lamar, it just felt like it's just like when Jaden Daniels played the Packers. It felt like defenses are kind of figuring out how to attack these guys,
Yeah.
and like there were times where it's like usually Lamar would run away, and
Yeah.
he wasn't able to. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Derrick Henry also fumbled another time.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
man, that is
3 straight
terrible.
games with fumbles.
That is terrible. I mean, I don't. It's he is such a great on paper running back, like huge guy, fast, strong, but like his kryptonite, and it couldn't come at a worse time.
Yeah.
These fumbles that he's had this week, and then against the Bills, was it against the Bills?
Well, he's had every game so far this year. He's had a fumble.
But did he fumble
He
last week in the
fumbled.
fourth
He
quarter?
I don't know if he fumbled last week in the fourth, but Bills was they were up. He fumbled, and that like
Yeah,
started the downfall of them.
dude. And I feel like ever since then, it's been kind of a tragedy to watch that. And that offense on paper should be amazing, just with
Yeah,
him with Lamar and Derrick Henry alone. If this was 5 years ago, we'd be like, this is an unstoppable offense.
yeah. I mean, it's credit the Lions defense played very well. And they were talking about how teams at one point were like you were afraid to tackle him, and now it's like you don't even try to tackle him anymore. You just try to strip the ball from his
Yeah,
hands.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a viable strategy.
And yeah, I don't know. So the Lions have Cleveland next, where we presume that they'll win that game. But the Browns have a really good defense and beat the Packers. And like I said, the Ravens have to take on the Chiefs. So one of those teams is going to walk out of there 1-3 and
Oh,
really have
is
question marks.
the Chiefs Ravens game, is that a night game or is that just during the day on Sunday?
Let me look. I know it's at Kansas City, and that will be the 4:25 on
Okay.
CBS.
All right.
Because Sunday night is Packers Cowboys. Why not? Of course.
Is it Thanksgiving?
And then Monday night is a doubleheader: Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos. Oh my God, those are gross.
With Jets, Dolphins, and then Bengals, Broncos.
Yeah,
That is awful.
yeah,
Those are all those are Thursday night games. Stop putting bad games. They should start like flexing now.
yeah. I don't think they can until like later in the year. But yeah,
If
Ravens,
you
Chiefs.
if you were like king of the NFL for a season and you got to put the best game of the week on whenever you wanted to, would you do Sunday night or Monday night?
Sunday night. I prefer
Sunday
Sunday
night.
night. There's something about the way NBC does Sunday night
Yeah.
football. It's
I love the Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, that's good. I just hate the way that ESPN like
Yeah,
how their games look. I hate their
yeah,
graphics. As a guy that was in news and TV, it really irritates me. I don't
yeah,
know what it is, but I hate it. I love the way NBC has games though. It just looks
yeah,
different. I love Tarico calling games. To
yep,
me, Tarico is the best.
yep.
But no, I'd put a game on Sunday night. I'd put Colts Rams. They play at 4:05. That'd be my Sunday night football game. The
Sunday,
three and the
Colts,
three
Ram,
and zero
yeah.
Colts versus at the Rams. That I mean, that's a little game right there,
Dude,
man.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish that they didn't have that rule where they had to wait to a certain point in the season. I mean, just like, I mean, week one is week. Well, I mean, week one you should probably schedule really good games anyway, right? Like,
Yeah.
you do
Well, I mean, they had the
Bills
Cowboys Eagles.
Ravens, yeah, and then Bills Ravens Monday night,
Yeah.
right?
No, that was Sunday night. So
Sunday
yeah,
night, yeah, because the Eagles played Friday night, didn't they?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah, and there was a game Friday night though.
Chiefs. Yeah, the
Yes,
Chiefs Chargers were
yes,
Friday
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I wish that you could change the schedule because like I love the idea of. I know it would mess some things up probably, but just coming in like to Tuesday, being like, okay, Rams, Colts, you guys are now playing Sunday night football.
Yeah, I mean it'd be nice. I think that they wait in certain time of the year so they get a better read. They still feel like it's early in the season to kind of figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I mean the Cowboys are terrible. Like, why do we put them on prime? The Packers are gonna kill them. Like
Dude,
Micah's gonna
yeah,
have probably 7 sacks
yeah,
himself.
yeah, yeah,
Dolphins, Jets. You should have known coming into this. Like I listen to
yeah,
Chris, I listen to Mad Dog Russo every day,
yeah.
and he's like, who the hell decided to put the Dolphins
It's
on prime time
terrible.
6 times this year, whatever it was? He goes, you, if you thought the Dolphins were going to be good, he goes, you shouldn't have a job.
Dude, it's so some of these games. Now, granted, sometimes we get amazing like Lions Ravens. That game did not
Yeah, it's a
disappoint
good
at
game.
all. But like Chiefs, Giants, like that. Even if the Chiefs were the Chiefs, you still don't want to watch that game at prime time.
No,
I mean, how good can the Giants really be?
that's a 1 o'clock game.
That's a 1 o'clock game exactly,
I
and we're
mean,
watching it Sunday night. I have to stay up till 11 to watch a score be 22-9.
yeah, I don't know. I think that their thought process is like they think some teams will ascend. Some teams are already good, and some teams will lower down. They
Yeah.
put the Giants in big market. They think something's good going to happen with Russ, and it just did not happen.
And all it is making the fire Brian Dabble chants even louder.
Yeah, I mean, and he's now putting in Jackson Dart to if there's any hope, like save my job. But I
Yeah,
to me, if you're playing Abdul Carter as middle linebacker, you should be fired.
yeah.
Creepy photo says Sigma man, think you're right, Trev. Only thing I'm good for this day and age. Yeah, so he knows memes. It's
I
all he
got my
does.
I got my ears to the ground, dude.
He does. Creepy photo says good man Caleb for Colts Rams, and whoever creates these schedules needs to do it. Yeah, I mean the NFL creates them. It's just whoever selects prime time is goofy. That's the one part I don't. I mean, there's some games during the middle of the day where it's like, okay, so Rams Eagles. Why was that the what was
Right.
that 1 o'clock game?
Yep.
Like that should have been your Sunday night football game last night.
Yeah. 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 Instead of the freaking Chiefs
Chiefs
Giants.
Giants should have been 1 o'clock. Rams Eagles should have been Sunday night, and then we could have watched a 80-yard kick return by a guy's 300 pounds Sunday night football.
Yeah, it would have been electric, dude.
Yeah, it would have been way better.
But
Mike Tirico to hear that call.
yeah, but now instead, like, and the reason I hate the good games being at like 1 o'clock and even like the 4:30 slot is that you're bouncing between so many different games trying to see everything that you can't really just focus. Yeah, like yeah, you'll see the big plays or whatever.
Yeah.
But I love watching the game from start to finish and catching all the little things that, bouncing around you'll miss. That's what I hate about. I mean, and that's the thing when the Eagles play at 1 o'clock, dude. I'm not watching any other 1 o'clock games. I got to watch the
Yeah.
Eagles, dude.
No, it's the same. It's like with the Bears with me. It's like, yeah, I don't really care to. I watch the Bears. They're the local game usually, and
Yeah,
it's that's
yeah,
what I do.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. But Chiefs play the Ravens. Lions play the Browns. The Giants. They got to play the Chargers. R.I.P. to Jackson
Yeah,
Dart.
that's not gonna be good.
We'll see how it goes. Moving now to the state of Oklahoma. Big news from both programs. From Stillwater to Norman. Mike Gundy was fired this week by Oklahoma State. He was the head coach since 2005. Me and Trevor were talking about there's a video that ESPN did about the 2000s, and one of the best moments is him yelling in there, "I'm a man." come at me. It just shows you how long
I'm
he's
a
been.
man. Come at me. I'm 40.
Yeah, and he's 40 at the time. Now he's probably like 60.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
he's brought the mullet back. It has not brought him back to prominence. He was 170 and 90 as a head coach, which
That's
at
pretty
Oklahoma
good.
State's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's 12 and 6 in bowl games. He played at Oklahoma State back in the 80s. He started coaching Oklahoma State in the 90s, 1990. I think he left for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years, came back. So it's pretty much his whole entire life has been Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
I do not agree with firing him. I knew they're terrible, but this guy has given so much to your program. He is Oklahoma State. It's not like you're firing him and you're now all of a sudden going to be great.
Yeah.
I would have just let him go the year, kind of had the swan song. I would
Yeah.
have just put out and said, hey, this is going to be his last year. He's going to leave after this year. But let the guy go out. He's given your program a lot. He's kept you prominent for so many years. I get that he has not adapted well to NIL, their transfer portal. But to me, just to fire him is just kind of ridiculous.
So what do you think is like next for him? Do you think he's done? Do you think he's going to go somewhere else?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it is one of those where it's going to be up to him. I feel like he'll have a great. He's 58,
I was
so
just about to look that up. Okay.
he has
58.
a great opportunity. I think to be in TV.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
um, I wouldn't be shocked if he's like a guest on McAfee
Yeah.
sometime soon. The mullet, I think his personality probably works very very well in a lot of different circumstances. I think it's up to him. Um, I don't know kind of what school would hire him. I don't know if it's going to be tough because he has not done well in the new era of college football.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not that he's a bad coach. It's just he's not done well in the new era of college football. So that's going to be interesting. It's also going to be interesting what jobs I'll open up. I feel like a lot of jobs are going to open up early because I think everybody wants to get ahead of everything to try and
Yeah.
hire somebody. So I don't know if a Power 5 school goes after him or if he goes maybe a smaller school, but it's going to
That's what
depend on
I'm kind
fit.
of envisioning. I mean, like you give your 5 years or whatever to a small time school. You make a a little bit of a run in a smaller school, and then you can kind of just hang your head up knowing that you did. Because I mean, yeah, Mike Gundy and the big conferences might not be something that's super appealing, but like the American, the MAC, stuff like
Yeah.
that, I could see that might be a little bit more appealing for some of those schools. I think that it'd be pretty easy to recruit some guys to those smaller schools if Mike Gundy's the coach, just on name alone. And plus, if you ever get in trouble, he'll say, "Come at me, I'm a man, I'm 58."
Yeah, of course.
So
Why not?
yeah,
I think this also too shells on the fact of like, okay, now Oklahoma State has to look themselves in the face too, to be like, has he not been able to get guys because the money's not been there collectively? I know that was a big thing going into the Oregon game this year. Was like, well, they pay their team 20 million some dollars, blah blah blah. We don't pay that much. So is that just because he doesn't believe in that, or is that just because there's not a lot of money there? I know coming into the year they like lowered his contract to then put that in the NIL collective, that kind of feels to me that you don't have the money to put into NIL. So you
yeah.
have him take a pay cut to then put that money in. I read an article today when I was looking up information about him. He was offered the Tennessee job at one point, years back, like
Wow.
2018. Um,
Wow, man, and they don't even let you finish the season. They fire you in freaking week 4.
yeah. So he was offered Tennessee like back in like 2018, I think it was, something like that. Offered a pretty big contract, stayed at Oklahoma State. And yeah, like I said, that's where I just don't get. He's put in his time. I get that you're not bad. I get you're not good, but it's not like you're going to be great now that you fired him. And now this opens up the transfer portal. If any guys do want to leave in 30 days, I just like I said, it's just weird to me that you would do that to a guy that's done
Yeah.
so much for your program
Yeah.
and kind of is the vision of Oklahoma State when you think about it. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what he does. It depends on what he wants to do. Maybe he's like, hey, I'm done coaching. I don't want to really work in this new era. I'll just go to TV and be a personality.
Well, and I think the idea of, I don't want to evolve to what the sport's becoming is probably going to start dying because I mean, you look at Dabo, you look at now Mike Gundy. This isn't a viable way to continue. Even if you want to get on the idea that Nick Saban retired because of this, this isn't a good thing. there are issues with it for sure. But to just sit there and say, "Well, we're just not going to do it." Okay, now you're really putting your job at risk
Yeah.
because everybody else is doing it. Um, so I think it's kind of crazy. What I did want to ask you guys, and I kind of want to wait until I wanted to wait till Jerry, but I'm just now remembering, so I'm just going to ask now. I heard Greg Olson talk about this, and he said that if you take money from a school to play there, that is like an automatic signing of like a contract. You have to play there all 4 years. So like what, or not 4 years? If you go to the draft, junior year or whatever.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that?
Well, I think that I think what they should do is they should get back to, yeah, you get one transfer, but it's a one free transfer. So you can leave one time, but you cannot leave twice, three times in your career.
Yeah,
Because yes, the problem with like signing them to like their entire college career at one school is a lot of these kids are lied to coming up.
yeah, that's true.
A lot of these kids are
Who
especially
was the guy?
nowadays.
There was a quarterback, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Um,
the kid from Florida, and then he went to Arizona State, then he went to
yeah,
Georgia,
yeah,
Rashad something. He was supposedly was told he was going to get paid like $15 million to go to Florida. I think it
yeah.
was something like that. And basically, he was lied to, and the money was never there when he got on campus. So he transferred. I'm going to look this up.
Because I think right when we started this, that's one of the first things that we talked about was this guy.
Yeah, I mean, you had that. There was the UNLV
I
quarterback. I
think
want to
that's
say
what I was
last
talking about.
year.
Yeah, I think that might have been what I
Yeah,
was talking about.
there was that one. Yeah, and then the one kid was really big time. Rashada was his name. Because of the fact that he was like the number one overall recruit, was like big time looked at, and was kind of offered something, and then it really never became anything, right? So that's where I have a problem.
Yeah, I do
Um,
too.
with like, hey, they got to be here. Jaden Rosado was his name.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that's where I kind of have an issue with like the contract thing for a certain amount of time. But yeah, I think if you go back to one free transfer, I think that's fine. You kind of look at it, you say, okay, one free transfer, you can't transfer two times. If you do, then you have to sit out at that point. I know Dan Hurley was on Dan Patrick today, and he was talking about like that there's a discussion that guys may get 5 years right off the bat nowadays, like
Mm,
5 years being able to play. So he was like
that's
trying to be a coach during all this time is difficult because you don't really know the rules, you don't really know what's going on
yeah.
yourself.
The landscape has changed. No one knows the rules.
No, because there is no rules,
Yeah,
right? It's
exactly.
so
I
yeah, it's tough.
I think. Well, number one, my number one deal breaker is I'll never ever say that college athletes shouldn't be getting paid
Yeah,
because I mean, for decades, these dudes were like basically giving their schools millions and millions of dollars and having to split McDonald's with three other teammates because they couldn't afford to get dinner or whatever. And I know there's a bunch of shady stuff with transferring money or whatever, but it's so funny to see that like now this is allowed, but there were guys in the past who like were suspended or have their Heisman's taken away, and all because of the things that are happening right now.
yeah. It's it's gone like way too far. That it's got to be
Yeah,
brought back in a little bit. Who knows if that's gonna be figured out? But you know, my funny is they all like all these schools look at politicians. That's gonna make it worse.
yep,
Like
yep.
they like
Because once them politicians start getting the kick on that money, dude.
yeah. So it's like oh they we have to go to them. No, you just try and figure it out. NCAA
Right.
figure it out.
NCAA figure it out.
Get
And
collective things
I
and
don't think it's like genie out of the bottle type situation. I think that there's ways that you can kind of rein this in. It might have to slowly be implemented or a gradual process. We should never go back to those guys never getting paid. Um,
yeah.
it almost looks like at some point they're going to have to like start forming a players union like
Yeah,
in the
I
NFL.
think that's what the colleges are most feared of because at the end of the day, the players basically hold all the power for making the money. It's just like in all the pro sports. It's like if you don't have the players, you can't make the money, right? Like Yeah, Jerry Jones owns the Cowboys, and there's a lot of fans of the Cowboys. But if you don't have players on the field for them to watch every Sunday, no
Yeah.
one cares, right? So, I think that's where it's you have to kind of figure that stuff out, and that's why I think the schools are hesitant to do stuff because they, if they come out and do it, and the players are, so they want somebody else to have the blood on their hands.
Yeah.
But look, it'll be interesting. Mike Gundy's another. He's been a good coach for a long time, and to see this kind of, you know, chew him up and spit him out is very interesting. So yeah, just another firing so far in the season. We're not even in October yet, and we've
It's
already had a
crazy.
bunch of
Yeah.
fires.
It's crazy.
I mean, it is unprecedented. Now going from Stillwater to Norman, like I said, John Mateer injured. No one saw this coming.
No,
No
and
one at all.
right before the show started, we both kind of talked about we didn't even realize he was injured because he
No.
played the whole Auburn game.
Yeah, so he reportedly today had surgery on a broken bone in his throwing hand. Nobody know. I saw some things. It was thumb. I don't know if that's true or not. This kind of came out of nowhere a couple days ago. He's out for several weeks. There's a bunch of question marks on that. So I don't know if this was just cleanup and now it's just got to heal a little bit, or if whatever it was, if it was severely injured. Um, but I would like to say goodbye to Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I want you to so what I saw is that he's projected out for 4 weeks.
At
Will
least four
you
weeks.
will you talk about their next 4 weeks?
Yeah, so coming off the win against Auburn, where they're now 4-0, they're highly moved up in the rankings, everything. Everybody's like, Oklahoma's back. So they have a bye week this week. So kind of, if you're going to have timing, kind of helps a little
Yep.
bit. Kent State, another 2 bye weeks
Yep.
pretty much.
Yep.
Then they got the old Red River Showdown
That this is
with,
brutal, bro.
with the Texas Longhorns, which is going to be tough. It feels like Texas and Arch may have found himself, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, and then they have to go to South Carolina.
That's also pretty
That's going to
brutal.
be a tough one. So that is the next 4 weeks. Beyond that, it's Ole Miss at home,
Brutal.
at Tennessee,
Brutal.
another bye week at Bama,
Brutal.
Mizzou at home, and LSU at home.
Oh man, we've never really brought up Oklahoma's schedule.
It's a tough schedule. Them and Florida have some pretty tough schedules.
I mean, and it looked with like Mateer, like I mean, if they had Mateer, he's playing at the level he's been playing at all season. There's some of those games where I'm like, Oklahoma's got a pretty good shot of winning
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I think if he's healthy, they beat Texas. I think they beat South Carolina. Old Miss is probably a toss up. At Tennessee's probably a toss up. Bama, they probably, I would say, lose. Mizzou, I think they'd beat them. LSU, I think they'd lose. Yeah, I mean, it's like 10-2.
Dude, and is this not such like a Oklahoma thing to happen?
Yeah, I mean, he was like the front runner for the. I tried telling everybody. I tried telling Jonathan. He kept sending me every week. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. I said, it's still September. Poof, there goes the Heisman.
Yeah, you did say
Uh,
that. I remember you talking about that.
Fernando Mendoza is now in the winner's circle as of right now. He's leading the pack with the Indiana quarterback. So it's still September, folks.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, look, there's schedule's brutal, man.
it's bad. Yeah,
That
it's
is
bad.
tough when like the only reason they beat Michigan is because of him at quarterback.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, it, I don't know. This is if you're Oklahoma, like you're laughing at Oklahoma State because they fired their coach.
Yeah.
And now you're getting laughed at because now your quarterback is out for several weeks. Nobody knows how long that really is. Is that 4 weeks or is that beyond that? And it's also one of those things is you don't want to rush it too much
No. Yeah.
because you want him when he does play to come back and be healthy. I don't know if he can leave after this year. I don't really know what his eligibility looks like. So if he could come back, you don't want to rush him for that. This is just a wonky thing
It's
right now.
crazy. And you know what? So let's say it is 4 weeks. Obviously they still have, but I mean that I think that 4 weeks is manageable. I think obviously they have a bye. I think they doesn't matter. We could be at quarterback, Caleb, and we'd beat Kent State.
Yeah,
Um, Texas is going to be
brutal.
almost impossible.
Yeah, that one's tough.
South Carolina is going to be pretty
At South
tough.
Carolina is
I
tough.
think they can pull. out a win against South Carolina. But Ole Miss, I am not as
No.
if he's out past South Carolina, they're done. They're done. They're gonna lose more than 2 games.
Yeah, it looks like he's a junior per ESPN. So I don't know if
Okay,
that's a
well,
redshirt
yeah,
junior or whatnot. Looks like redshirt junior, so he could always come back next year.
yeah.
And there were talks about him maybe going to the draft if he would have stayed on, maybe being the first overall quarterback. So we'll see how that changes. But yeah, tough road for Oklahoma where everybody's thinking they're back 4-0. Look at them. They can really make a run in the SEC, and then they lose their quarterback. I think it's kind of being not talked about enough that he's injured.
That's really rough. And this is a team that after Michigan, a lot of people were riding pretty high on, and deservedly so, I'd say. But with this, dude, this is brutal. This is brutal. Well, I don't. Do you know who their backup quarterback is?
I couldn't tell you.
I have no idea. So maybe this dude is like a sophomore. He's a stud, whatever. Oklahoma's been pretty notorious for having some pretty good quarterbacks, but
Not under Brett Venables.
no, that's true. Yeah, I'm thinking of like, well, it's
Lincoln
not.
Riley.
Yeah, Sam Bradford.
Looks like their backup is John Hawkins Jr.
Couldn't tell you a single thing about that fella.
Uh, couldn't either. He looks like a great young man.
Godspeed against Texas.
Yeah, he's 19 years old. His birthday's October 29th. He's born in 2005. Went to
Yeah.
Allen High School. Isn't that where Kyler Murray went?
Oh, I don't know. Another good Oklahoma quarterback.
Yeah, he's from Dallas, Texas. 6'1", 205 pounds.
Maybe he can get it done.
Looks like he wears number 3.
Maybe he can get it done. Like, wouldn't that be so crazy if they still beat Texas?
I mean, it's a good possibility.
I can see right now they beat Texas and lose to South Carolina. I can envision it.
Probably would happen. He was a 3-star recruit, the number 35 quarterback, 82 in the state of Texas.
Texas is brutal, boy.
It's hey, look, football's down in Texas. A lot of good football, but yeah, Oklahoma. It'll be very interesting. Brent Venables was like, oh, you're kind of hot seat coming into the year. Now it's like, hey, you're gonna be saved, and we're gonna sign you to a contract extension. And now you kind of got to pump
so
the brakes.
Fast,
And
yeah.
it's not yet again. It's not even October yet.
Nope.
It's not even October.
We got a lot more college football. Speaking of college football,
yeah, we have a lot of games this week. 8 games. I added a game. Some games that could have been on here that we are not picking. Notre Dame, Arkansas. I pray to God Notre Dame wins, but they could most likely probably going to lose. We'll see how that goes there. We start out Friday night. This is a Friday night game, 9 p.m. on Fox.
I love that.
Number 24 TCU at Arizona State. Arizona State's minus 3.5-point favorite. They're coming off that late second win against Baylor. This team, everybody knows about TCU. We haven't heard about them since they destroyed North Carolina in week 1.
Yeah. I like Josh Hoover, TCU's quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback.
He's already over 1,000 yards passing. He's thrown 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. I'm less confident about Arizona State's quarterback. My knowledge isn't like super deep on either.
Sam Levitt, man.
Yeah, Sam Levitt. I think Sam Levitt is 6 for 3, so 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a little under 800 yards passing. So, I don't know a whole lot about these teams, but I think I'm going to take TCU here, and I think it'll be closer than 3.5. I can see some late game heroics happening there. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think TCU. I think Hoover's just too good.
So you like TCU? Jerry also likes TCU.
Yeah.
I was just writing those down. So you and Jerry are on TCU. I will stay on the Arizona State bandwagon here.
Okay.
I picked them last week. Sam Levitt is a former Michigan State Spartan for a year. How they ever let that out of the building is funny to me. So yeah, I like Arizona State. I really like their coach. They're at home, which I think will help them out. Like you said, it's probably gonna be a close game. It's gonna come down to the wire, something crazy. This is big big matchup in the Big 12 is TCU still undefeated in the Big 12. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
who's gonna end up on the top of the Big 12.
yeah.
It's funky, it's gross as of right now. Nobody knows. It's kind of wide open. This game will definitely go into it, but I'm gonna keep riding with the Sun Devils of Arizona State.
Very good.
Um, moving on, number 21 USC is a 6.5 point favorite. I don't even know how they're still ranked. Number 23 Illinois. Big noon kickoff. This game's noon on Fox. Illinois coming off that. I don't even know how to describe it.
So here's what I'll say. I stayed up to watch the Michigan State USC game, and I don't know if I was a little underwhelmed with USC or a little bit more impressed with Michigan State. I think this is a maybe one of the best Michigan State teams in like recent memory.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Um, USC went there and handled business, but I think that Michigan or Indiana is a totally different animal than Michigan State, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I think it would be kind of hilarious for Illinois to drop it here and then just watch them plummet out of the top 25. But I kind of have an inkling that they're going to hang around, and I think they're going to win.
You think You think
I think Illinois is going to
Illinois?
beat USC.
Illinois is going to beat USC.
Yep.
Uh, Jerry went with USC here. I think USC is very good. I think that they have a quarterback that plays well in the system with Lincoln Riley. They run the ball very well. Their defense, it feels like it's much improved. When they play Notre Dame, we're going to lose 1,000 to nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's
You're,
possible, but it
are you
looks like
this
it's happening.
high on USC?
I like USC a lot. I think they're a very good football team. Illinois got embarrassed last week. I think
Yeah,
they'll come back at home and play better.
I think. Yeah,
But USC coming into the Michigan State game led the country in sacks.
yeah,
That was definitely a struggle last week for Illinois.
yeah.
Um, I think USC is going to be able to run the ball. I think it's close, and I think USC pulls away and they end up winning the game. But I do think it's close for a little bit. But yeah, I like USC a lot. I think they're a really good football team. Now, would I be shocked if they lost this game? No, I wouldn't be shocked. But I like them. I think they're good. They have two really good wide receivers, two good backs. It's easily the best team Lincoln Riley's had at USC,
Yeah.
and I think we could be looking at it as maybe one of his better teams he's ever had actually as a coach.
Okay.
I'm pretty high on him. All right, now moving on to I didn't bring this game into here, but the more I heard some people talk, they think Washington's going to play very well in this game, which will be interesting to see. Number 1 Ohio State is an 8.5 point favorite at Washington. So let's go to Washington. It's a Purple Rain game where everybody wears purple. It's 3:30 on CBS. Washington is one of those venues where they tailgate on boats. They sailgate.
Oh, I like that.
So it's a little bit different out there. Jerry went with Ohio State in this game.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Ohio State. I mean, it's Big Ten. It'll be. I mean, no. I was going to say I don't think this game's going to be that close. I don't know what people are seeing. Maybe you can fill us in when you do your pick. I can see Ohio State winning by like multiple touchdowns.
So people are looking at Washington to maybe do something because they think that this is the best offense that Ohio State has seen so far. Granted, it's only been 3 games. But Washington so far this year scored 38 points against Colorado State, 70 against UC Davis, and 59 against Washington State. So people think that their offense is very good and that they can put up some points. The problem is they're playing an Ohio State team that has only allowed 16 points total in the 3 games.
And that's what like. Yeah, that's really cool that you beat UC Davis and Colorado State and Oregon State, which hasn't been relevant in God knows how long. But this Ohio State team has already basically played a national championship game, and when we have 1-3 week 1. I mean, yeah, it's awesome to see. I mean, what did Ohio State beat Grambling by?
It's like 70-0.
Okay, so is that like since we're just throwing around trash teams that these teams have blown out, like that means something?
I guess.
I mean, I'll say that they win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Ohio State comes off a bye. I think that definitely helps them.
Yeah.
Washington does not. I think Washington probably gets a couple touchdowns early, and it's probably a tie game. We're like, oh, okay, like, well, oh, okay, like Washington here, like, oh, maybe they came to play. Jetfish as a coach, very good coach.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, I agree with you. I think Ohio State will physically beat them. I think the defense will cause a couple turnovers, really get Washington off their game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ohio State with you and Jerry in this game. Like I said, I think it'll be an interesting first half, maybe, where we're like, oh, okay, Washington, man, maybe they have this. And I think Ohio State just kind of comes out and does what they do. I think their quarterback, Julian Sand, is like 100% on passes 20 yards or more. Oh, you're getting rid of Jerry.
He's just gonna sit over here.
You got rid of him now.
That's okay. I'll put him back on.
You're uncomfortable, I see.
Yeah, I had to fix myself. You just stay there, Jerry. He's a wild animal, dude. I don't know.
The Komodo dragon that Trevor has on his
Yeah.
body there. You never know. But no, Ohio State across the board. Why not? All right. Auburn coming off that loss to the quarterbackless Oklahoma at number 9, Texas A&M. Texas A&M is 6.5-point favorite. This game is also at 3:30, but on ESPN. Jerry's riding with A&M here.
Yeah, I think that Auburn has a good run defense. I think they have a good pass rush. I think if they have a chance at winning, it's going to make Marcel Reed make mistakes in the pocket.
Something Notre Dame did not do.
Exactly. So that was kind of my key to victory for Notre Dame. And as much as you like to say that the Notre Dame's defense is terrible,
they are.
That was obviously easier said than done to make get to Marcel Reed and make him make mistakes. So, I mean, I guess this is like another what's it called? Like milestone game, like where you see where you are with people. I think this will say kind of a lot about Notre Dame as well. If Texas A&M goes out here and beats Auburn by 14 points, I think that would make Notre Dame fans go, okay.
Well, I mean,
but also I like Texas A&M. I have them winning 30-23 against the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, I think A&M is. I think they come off a bye. I want to say I think they have a bye week. They had a bye week this last week. Auburn coming off that win where it's like they played very well against Oklahoma.
Yeah,
kind of lost it. The bounce back. I think this game's gonna be close. I think that it's gonna be a nail biter. I think we're going to sit there and be, oh, Auburn may have a chance to win this football game. But I think A&M squeaks it out. And I also hope A&M squeaks it out for the sanctity of Notre Dame, like you said. So, yeah, I think A&M wins, but I think it's close. I think this game is close.
Closer than 6.5, or?
I think so, yeah. I think it's going to come down to, like, the last play of the game.
Yeah.
Where we're going to look at it and say, oh, my God, Auburn almost could have. But I think A&M pulls it away. Kind of like last week for Auburn. I think they're going to be in these close games, just on the opposite side of the close games.
Yep.
We'll go back to the Big 12. Very, I think, an underrated game. Arizona at number 14, Iowa State. Iowa State is a 6.5-point favorite. This game's at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Jerry went with the Cyclones of Iowa State.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it was like the first game. I had such a hankering for football to come back. More than I feel like I ever have. And I don't know if it was like the big week 0 game or whatever it was, but I love Iowa State. I think they're a really good team. I really like what's his name, Rocco?
Yeah.
I really like him. I think he's a great quarterback. Yeah, I think they win here against Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a game where Arizona is maybe going to surprise some people early and be like, oh, okay, like we know maybe something about Arizona. But yeah, I really like Iowa State. I like their coach, Matt Campbell. I think he's a good coach. They have a system built down there. I think they'll be on a collision course versus either Arizona State or Texas Tech, whoever they play later on in the year. But yeah, they know who they are. We don't really know who Arizona is. I trust Iowa State in this bigger matchup than Arizona at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Moving on now. We had a comment here. what Ole Miss going to do with their quarterback? So this is a great question moving into this number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. Ole Miss's quarterback supposedly could play, could not play. Their backup has played, the kid from Ferris State, and he's played very well. So there's maybe a little quarterback controversy going into this game for the Ole Miss Rebels and the Lane train. Um, I will say too, Trevor, have you seen this? I don't know if you saw this. This is a big thing on social media, especially the SEC social media. Lane Kiffin's daughter is dating LSU's starting star linebacker, Whit Weeks.
Whoa.
She hard launched it, as the kids say.
What does that mean? Like put it on like social media or something?
She hard launched it yesterday
Oh my gosh.
on an Instagram post. And then Lane said, bet the over.
I love Lane Kiffin so much.
He's the best. He's my favorite coach in college
He
football.
is so amazing. I love hearing him talk about stories about like Saban and stuff. It's so good. He's so funny. Um, I think this is such a Brian Kelly game to lose.
It feels like that.
I think that this is for LSU to get very serious. They have to win this game. And this just feels like I mean, growing up in the area, watching Notre Dame all the time, we had a lot of really good Notre Dame teams back in the day. And there was always games like this that Brian Kelly, you feel kind of confident going in, everything looks like it should go your way, and then it just falls apart. And then you see Brian Kelly's face at the end of the game, like, what the hell happened? I think they're going to start the Ferris State kid, Trinidad Chambliss or whatever. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been playing really good. Um, I think that he will, play I mean, LSU's defense is tough.
Yeah.
I think, oh my God, the dragon is like touching my neck. That gave me like shivers out. Jerry, what is he doing?
Jerry just wants to feel closer to you.
Yeah. Okay, Gerald. All right, but anyways, I think they're gonna play that kid. I think he's gonna do just enough. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss here, and I'm gonna have them. Do I like one? I'll say that Ole Miss goes down by 2 or something, kicks a field goal to win it. I think this is just such a Brian Kelly game to lose.
Yeah. So Jerry also picked Ole Miss in this game. I am high on Lane Kiffin. Big fan of Lane Kiffin. I love Lane Kiffin. I think that he, in this day and age of being a coach, he understands it better than anybody else.
He's the best.
His daughter doing the hard launch of the relationship was just so funny this week to me. I saw it and I was like, I saw it at first and I was like, I saw it on Twitter and I'm like, wait, that looks like the kid that is the linebacker for LSU. And sure enough, it like blew up on Twitter. What are you showing us now?
Dude, he's on the prowl.
Oh, now he's moving. So you said he was a mover. Now he is.
Keyboard. Oh, he's coming for you, Caleb.
Yeah, well, he can stay over there with his Komodo dragon.
He's coming after me. Stop. He attacked the screen.
Do those things bite?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's kind of more of like a frog where the tongue comes out and then it grabs whatever it is and brings it to its mouth.
That's gross.
Yeah, we feed him roaches.
Yeah, disgusting.
I mean, he lives in the wild.
Yeah, that is just disgusting. Look, I think that the relationship being announced was funny. How it's the same week that they play each other.
Yeah. It had to be on purpose, right?
I would think.
I would think that she waited until this time.
They both have to be involved to do it. Lane definitely was probably involved in it.
Yeah. I love he said bet the over. That's awesome.
They probably did it on purpose because it is that week. Lane was probably like, wait, you guys have been dating for a while. We'll wait to let everybody know till the week of the game. But I am going to go with LSU to win this game.
Okay.
I think that I do agree with you. This is typically a game Brian Kelly would lose. But I think with it being 3:30 on ABC and not being 7:30,
that's true.
On the road for them is a little bit easy. I trust their quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. I do like the Chambliss kid from Ferris State as well. But you're now playing LSU. Seem like they have a really real defense. Their linebacker clearly wants to prove to the head coach of Ole Miss that he has the right to date his daughter, and it could be like one of those where it's like hide your kids, hide your wife, like he's here.
Yeah, he's out
Um,
here.
I like Lane. I just think that LSU's very good this year, and I think that Brian Kelly's on a little redemption tour to prove to everybody he's still a good coach, and that he could win at LSU.
Yeah, and I think if they win this game, this LSU team is probably pretty for real. I know they don't have a. I mean, they're in the SEC. They don't have a walk in the park.
No,
But I think this is a game to if you win, it's like okay, this team's really about it this year.
yeah, and they have a bye week after this game. South Carolina home at Vandy, Texas A&M bye at Bama, Arkansas Western, Kentucky at Oklahoma. So not horrible when you look at the SEC. Um, Compared to Old Misses, they have a bye also after this week. Washington State at Georgia, at Oklahoma, South Carolina, the Citadel, home against Florida, at Mississippi State. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think LSU is kind of going to win this game, and it's one of those that it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I just think at the end of the day, LSU has enough to win the football game. Staying in the SEC, number 17 Alabama at number 5 Georgia. This is 7:30 on ABC. Georgia is a 3.5 point favorite. The over under is 52.5. Jerry went with Alabama.
Wow.
And this is going to shock you that he went with Alabama, but he gave me the explanation for why he picked Alabama. He said selfishly picking Bama to hopefully get Mizzou the best chance at game day.
Mm.
Let me look who Mizzou plays next week for them to get game day. I don't know. Oh, so Mizzou plays UMass this week,
Mm-hmm. The
and they have a
Minutemen.
bye. So I'm assuming that he's hoping that when Bama and Mizzou play week 7, that'll be the game day game.
Ah, I see. And there's that at Mizzou.
That is yes at Mizzou.
I see what he's cooking up here. That's as good of a reason as any.
So he's riding with the roll tide.
I really made my decision, in spite of you,
In
because
spite of me.
yeah, because when Georgia Tennessee, you said that nobody's talking about Georgia.
It's a fact.
I'm gonna pick Georgia, and you were right. So now I'm talking about Georgia,
Yeah.
which means they'll probably lose now because now everybody is talking about them.
Okay, that's fine.
But I am gonna go Georgia Bulldogs here, and I like the 3.5. I think they'll win. I think they'll win by 3 or more points.
Yeah, I mean, I said a couple weeks ago, no one's talking about Georgia. Booger McFarland did an interview today, and he said that, so I think he watches us and stole my
That'd
content.
be cool.
Um, I think this is interesting because Kirby's 1-6 against Alabama,
Yeah.
which 6 of those games were against Nick Saban. One of them was last year against Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer, now, if he wins this game, his life practically changes at Alabama, and it's no longer, we don't want this guy. It's, hey, this guy can coach, and he can beat Georgia, the guy who Alabama fans would love to have in Kirby Smart as he was an assistant, but he went to Georgia, so he'll never leave Georgia.
Yeah.
So looking at this game, it's going to be a tough, rugged game. I'm going to pick Georgia to win the game. I think that Gunner Stockton showed a lot against Tennessee. Them being at home helps them a whole hell of a lot. And since Alabama took on the Florida State Seminoles, they have played nobody.
Yeah.
Both teams come in this off of bye weeks. Georgia comes in off of winning the game against Tennessee, which is big, and Kirby could probably play it up as you shouldn't have won that game. You're probably not as good as everybody thinks you are, blah, 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 blah. To where Alabama's kind of feeling themselves lately. I like Georgia. I think it's just simple as I trust Georgia more than I do Alabama, and I think Kirby's ready to move on with the losing to Alabama because Jalen Milroe is not over on the other side like he was last year, where him
Right.
and Ryan Williams were just chucking balls back and forth.
I think too, if Alabama wins this game, the narrative of Florida State just like exponentially grows.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. It
I
adds
think,
them to be.
I think if Alabama wins this game, it makes Florida State look like a top 5 team in the country.
Yeah, and they probably would be close to people would be like, oh my gosh, like top five
I
without
think
a doubt.
Castellanos goes to a Heisman favorite just off of this game. He's not even involved in this game. I could just
Just
see the narrative being
yeah.
spun this way.
Yeah, and if Georgia loses, it's hey, Georgia's not as good as they once were. Like
Yeah.
there's still a lot of work to do. The SEC is wide open, right? I mean,
Yep.
Georgia wins, it's like okay, Georgia's front seat. Them and LSU are on a collision course for each other.
Yep.
Blah 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 blah. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, a lot of things can change this in this game, and it will be very very interesting. Moving on to what I would say is the biggest game of the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, it's in the North, Big Ten country, kind of the voice of the North. That's why we picked this one last.
Yeah.
Number 6 Oregon at number 3 Penn State. Penn State is also a 3.5 point favorite, like Georgia is. This game is also at 7:30 p.m., but it's on NBC. Jerry's
So I know,
going with Oregon on this one.
I know you got the two TV set up, so you're ready for this.
Always,
This Bama Georgia Penn State.
all day. I mean, it's 2 games on at noon. Notre Dame plays at noon. USC Illinois at noon. Ohio State Washington 3:30. LSU Ole Miss 3:30.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
all day.
Yeah, this is gonna be a dream for you. So I know that I picked Penn State to win the Natty.
Yeah.
I know that is true. That is something that I did. But this kid Dante Moore is starting to change my mind a little bit, and not necessarily that I think Oregon's gonna win the Natty. I just don't know if Penn State is fully equipped to stop what is. Oh my!
A wild animal. He's on your back.
I just don't.
You jinxed him by saying he hasn't moved yet. Now
Yeah, he's on my back. I think Dante Moore could also be a Heisman favorite right now. I think he's really good. I really like Oregon. I really like Dan Lanning. Again, this is such a James Franklin game to lose.
Yeah.
I really when the year started, I was like, this is his year. This is his year to kind of get over the idea of, yeah, he's a good coach. He's been there for a while, but he's not like one of the best in the country. Like he doesn't win anything. That's the narrative I thought they were going to shed this year with James Franklin. But I love Dan Lanning. I love Dante Moore. I love this. I love Oregon right now. I think they look good. So I'm actually going to go to Oregon to win this game. Now it doesn't mean Penn State's national champion stuff is over. God, thank you for the college football playoffs, this 12-team expansion because it was beautiful. But yeah, I think Oregon picks this one up.
Yeah, I mean, your points with James Franklin are, of course, right. I mean, he struggles in big games, has not done very well in the big games, where he comes in as a favorite and he ends up losing. But I think that there's a couple factors that play well into Penn State compared to some of the other big games that they've played in the last couple of years. This will be a whiteout at night at Penn State. That's going to be pretty spectacular. They
Yeah, that's gonna be
usually
awesome.
usually do pretty well in the whiteout games. And I will also say Jim Knowles at defensive coordinator for Penn State going up against Dante Moore, where this will clearly be the best defense Dante Moore's ever faced in his career. Be the best defensive coordinator he's ever faced in his career. I think he'll play fine, but I don't. I think he's going to see some stuff he's never seen before and be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah.
My other thing, though, that I don't like about Penn State in this game is, do I fully trust Drew Aller as the quarterback? That's my other gripe when I look at Penn State. It's like, what do I, Now, they played each other in the Big Ten championship game last year. Penn State was able to run the ball against Oregon. Oregon ended up winning the game, of course, but, Oregon did kind of have some trouble with the run game. So, you and Jerry both go Oregon. Feels like I'm opposite week this week from you boys. I'm going to go with Penn State. I think playing at home helps them. And I think that they'll win this game and then probably lose to Ohio State
Yeah.
later on in the year. But I just think playing at home, Jim Knowles, the whiteout. I mean, would I be shocked if they lost? No. Of course not. But I just think that it's their time to win a game like this. They've not had a big game in a whiteout in a while. And I think they'll win this game. I think that they'll come in ready to play. Penn State, Nittany Lions beat the Oregon Ducks.
Dude, yeah, you're gonna either
It means they're going to have a
pull,
really good week or a
yeah,
terrible.
you're either gonna pull away from us, or you're gonna be in the rear view mirror.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, you and Jerry went TCU. I went Arizona State. Me and Jerry went USC. You went Illinois. We all went Ohio State. We all went Texas A&M. We all went Iowa State. You both went Ole Miss. I went LSU. Jerry went Bama. We went Georgia. You and Jerry went Oregon. I went Penn State.
It was just, oh no, in the Illinois one, I was a lone soldier, but that's because that's insane. But I can see it. I can envision it.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, you never
It's
know.
college football, baby. You never know.
It is. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could happen.
That's true.
It could. But yeah, we'll be back Sunday. Jerry will be back. He will not be in the form of a Komodo dragon. He will be back in his real life body. We'll be back Sunday. Break all these games down. Baseball playoffs starting soon. Here we get close races coming down to the wire. We should know who won the Ryder Cup when we come back on live. Hopefully,
how's that going to work for you? You going to have like Red Zone on one TV on Sunday and then Ryder Cup on the other, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out. I mean, I'll have to look at the early slate of games. I know there's an Ireland game this week.
What time does that start? 1 still or
9:30?
Oh my gosh!
And I know some people going to that game, so they're over there
Who's
right now.
Playing?
Steelers versus, I want to say they're playing the Vikings.
So you're talking about some Steelers fans or just people who like to go to Ireland?
They are. Their family is part of the Steelers ownership.
Oh wow! Oh, that's cool.
So they have they're Bears fans, but have rooting interest in the Steelers as well.
I got you. That's awesome.
So yeah, it's 9:30 a.m. NFL Network. Vikings versus the Steelers. Carson Wentz takes on Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
In Ireland.
Yeah. I got to make sure my fantasy lineups are set early, boy.
Yeah, you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to see Lions, Browns could care less. Chargers, Giants. Chargers are going to murder them. Titans, Texans. That's a pillow fight. Commanders, Falcons without Jaden Daniels. I mean, the Falcons look terrible.
Yeah.
Saints, Bills. I mean, are we serious right now? 15.5-point favorite.
Oh, in the NFL, that is nuts.
That is crazy. Eagles, Bucks is 1:00. That's a heater right there.
That is a good
heater.
Game.
Panthers, Patriots, pillow fight. Jags, 49ers. Mac Jones revenge game against the Jaguars. Colts, Rams play at 4. Chiefs, Ravens play at 4. The Bears play at 4:25 too. So
who do the Bears play?
Play the Raiders.
Ooh. Oh, is that Tom Brady's calling that game, isn't he? Didn't we talk about that?
No, he called the Bears game this week.
Oh, right. I got you. Okay.
So be interesting. So I'll figure it out. It depends on how close the golf is or how close it isn't.
I guess you could always do like a 2 TV thing, football, and then phone Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do 3 or 4 TVs. I could probably figure it out.
Oh man,
it's not that hard.
You don't mess around.
No, it's called sports.
It's called sports, and this is a sports podcast.
It's of course. I got to know everything that's going on. I have to know.
I mean, can you just look at this for a second? You see what I'm dealing with here?
It's like green, orange, and gross.
Oh my god,
this thing's disgusting. Well, hey, we had Jerry here with us.
Yeah, we did, and he's a wily little fella.
He will officially be back Sunday, and we will be back. I think that's it, unless there's anything else.
No, I should probably put him in his cage.
You should probably get him some roaches or whatever.
Yeah. Gerald is getting unhappy.
Well, hopefully he's not unhappy Sunday when he returns.
Yeah.
With all that being said, as always, thanks for watching.
Peace.